Greetings, mortals, and welcome back to the blindness of eternity. When last we left off, we had slain the person who was in charge of, or the actor who was doing like snuff plays. And we had, we had banished a banshee, kind of. We killed our way up the tower, and then the person's daughter came in and stated, I don't know what she did, but the banshee is gone now, so anyway, so this lighthouse should be cleared now, and we had achieved enough experience to level up. So we're going to increase our mechanics, because mechanics seems to be the most important thing we need. Weapon Mastery Knight. Ooh, 10% additional damage with battle axes, swords, morning stars, and crossbows. So we're going to do that. Easy choice. 10% extra damage is just going to be very useful for us. As for her, going to increase her survival, I guess. Yeah, we're not in a position now where we really need much for her. Let's see. Wounding shot gives a plus 10. Ooh. I'm actually going to go with Merciless Companion. That'll allow the pup to do quite a lot of damage, potentially. So... Oh, right, there's several other party members that we still need to put stuff up on. So athletics increase for him. And let's give him some... It's extremely tempting to give him something like Superior Deflection. It is very easy to say that there's no need for more defense when you already are as defensive as he is. But the fact of the matter is that the more defense you have, the more effective each additional point gets. And that never ceases to be the case. He will always be better off just stacking more and more defense forever. So let's see what he's looking at right now. He's looking at 107 to his deflection. Passively. That is out of this world. So let's see, we have him, we can increase his lore. Interdiction. I don't think we want that. Wound Binding might actually not be a bad idea to get for him. Wound Binding would actually give him the ability to heal himself for a pretty decent amount. He's not really ever going to be that useful. It's basically, getting these other things aren't going to be terribly useful for him. So what I'm thinking is that giving him something like this will allow him to have more sustain. Because his lack of hit points has been a serious concern this entire time. So I think I'm actually going to get him Wound Binding. The difference between Wound Binding and the other one is Wound Binding has to be used on yourself. It's self-targeted. So He has 135 endurance and 60 health. Seems a little strange. So we're gonna use this. And there we go. I think that that'll help a bit. And we'll go over to him, see what he can get. He can get an additional lore increase. Let's see. The lover cried out to his beloved, I am yours. Cast up friendly and it. Ooh. Wow, this is really very long duration. I'll catch you, Ben Fidel. Requires 4 phrases chanted. So this allows me to terrify enemies. This allows me to summon will-o-wisps. I'm gonna go with this. At the sound of his voice, the killers froze stiff. And I'm actually gonna give him Wound Binding. No, Wound Binding isn't useful for him because of the fact that he's not usually taking much damage. So let's give him something aggressive. Let's give him 2 weapons. Oh, he already has 2-handed weapon style. So instead, let's give him Weapon Focus Peasant. This will give him focus with a quarterstaff. So that'll give him +6 accuracy. So I think that that level gives him +9 accuracy then, which is pretty amazing actually. It's a good amount of accuracies to get from one level. Go ahead and just pop it as athletics, I guess. Essential Phantom. I think I'm gonna get this. Actually, I think I'm gonna get a level 2 spell. My level 2 spells are not terribly good. Yeah, and I think that I might just get this Necrotic Lance. Yeah, we'll just go with the Necrotic Lance. And we have even more stuff to do. For him, I think I'm going to get Wound Binding as well. Because again, these two are sort of the weakest links in terms of their hit points. And they are currently causing a problem for me, like right as we speak. And they are consistently an issue. Just trying to figure out a way to keep these people alive has always been a problem for me. So let's save this. That is the kind of ability that I would never get on Altrea, because it's just such a waste. But it will allow me to keep going for longer with those two. So let's take a, I'm actually going to go to the Wailing Banshee, which is what this thing is called now. I presume that that's the name of the new tavern, and did I just forget to forgot to set my way? Because I am talented like that. I just set it for an hour. Because it's we didn't start out doing actual cool stuff, we started up doing leveling up. Which I'm sure is exciting for some people and is incredibly boring for others. So this is This is now a tavern. Interesting.
Keeping an eye out.
Ooh, chicken. Poultry in the morning, poultry in the evening. How do you like what I've done with the place? The rooms are still under construction, but I can get you food and drink if you'd like. Let's see what you got.
Eh?
A. See what's going on upstairs. Whatever happened to the theater company in Copper Lane? These days it's rare to find folks who will do so much for strangers. Speaking of which, we have 3 benevolent now. I think none of this has changed. So...
Yeah.
We have a pretty decent reputation with everyone except the Mafia, and that seems relatively standard for Aldrea. The local crime lords would really just not be fans of her.
No problem.
So let's take a look at what we need to do in terms of quests. We have finished the Wailing Banshee, Fragments of Scattered Faith. We need to find the Ducal Palace. See Trials of Durance. So I am supposed to talk to Durance about what I saw there, so let's talk to him.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning.
Let's see.
The cost of troubling me seems to worry you little.
This is weird.
No problem.
Okay, I guess we're going to talk to Durance and just go through some of this dialogue that we haven't done yet. Because...
If doubts and curiosity plague you,
so,
you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong.
Can I ask him about himself?
Where I hail from? From one of Margren's fires. A cathedral, ashfall, made of blackened trees. I studied the scriptures there. The fires carved into the land, the trunks of the burnt trees, and in the factories where the rifles and cartridges were shaped. All are chapels in other devotions.
For Magren, any fire is enough for worship, physical or not. A blacksmith's anvil, a craftsman's bench, all arenas where fire is waiting to be born. It just needs a spark, like an alchemical fire, or a spark to cartridges to speed them to their purpose. Their purpose is to kill people. Come on. Well, their purpose then. It was many thens ago. Beard was a little brighter than now. But yes, cartridges, guns all had a purpose. And that purpose was punching holes in mages and letting their pompous air hiss out. Woke their kind right up and kept them staring at the ceiling in the dark instead of sleeping, that's for certain. Pompous air indeed. A little violence as an accounting, an answer for unchecked power. Well, Magren gave an answer for that. Go there, one. Mages were troublesome in that time. Firearms made every man a mage, and a caster's pretty arcane shield was little match for them. It turned each commoner into a beast that could spit fire. It leveled the field of battle, that's for certain. Made many mage a grave. Ashfall. You're more curious than most of Magren's faithful. Alright, well, we'll I guess. Massive, beautiful, blessed by the goddess, flame cannot strike it twice. Beneath, tunnels and chambers, bellows and fire pits, and many of the faithful looking for a means to bring fire to the world. Guns, explosive, alchemy, all of these are our holy symbols and we are eager to share. I think number 3.
This? In a way, this is more of what's left behind when flame strikes. If Ashfall is a cathedral propped up and fenced with such sticks, then this stick, well, this is what props me up as I walk the cathedral of my road, to other Ashfalls waiting to be made, perhaps. The wood is taken from the War of Black Trees. Sturdy. It served me well on my travels. Been a boon companion.
Number 5.
Tales. Reminders. Something to think upon. Devotions I can wrap my mind around when chanting words becomes tiresome. Chants lose their strength, but carving symbols into the wood with one's finger, blessed by fire.
Durant takes his finger and you watch it trace one of the paths along the wood, and the symbol glows slightly, red embers from a flame. As he draws his hand away, it still glows and he stares at it, letting it reflect in his eyes.
I find symbols are a greater source of devotion than words. Texts. If there were many texts to be had. Texts remind me of a deer, the perfume of aristocracy.
If only he tired of the spoken word so quickly.
The War of Black Trees and this staff I carry are the only hymns and devotions I need. And it's a symbol, one that the faithful and faithless alike understand.
Another one. Keep troubling me and I may extend the tithe for each question. Enough questions for now, let the road keep us until the next campfire.
Yeah.
Interesting, so... It's like he's done talking to me. And we still haven't... I haven't found the thing that I'm looking for about his staff.
Got it.
Now, we had a quest for Aloth to do. Trying to remember where he said to go. Oh, right, he wanted to go to the sanitarium, I think. Is that correct? Okay. Cool beans.
Nope. You had it right.
Whatever happens, at least we're out of that mud hole. I love it. Out of that mud hole, Gilded Vale. I grew up in Gilded Vale. Quaint. That's what I meant to call it. No, you had it right. I like it. I actually am going to check back in on Gilded Vale at some point. Make sure that the new dude is doing what he's supposed to be doing. And see if there's any new quests for the rebuilding process. So,
Welcome!
number 4. There's an animancer on the lower floor who came all the way from Revelwood to study them. Take the stairs down and look for Belisage. Oh, Belisage. So we finally know what to do with Belisage. She wants to talk to Aloth. Or rather, Aloth wants to talk to her. But... Oh, right, because... So she didn't want to talk to me about my awakening, because my awakening was... I don't even know. It was too... stable or too unstable or something.
Hey. All right, then.
Number one. Ah, that would be me, although the lack of research subjects has made me more an expert in counting floorboards. I would like to transfer Animancy's success in buttressing pre-awakened souls to soothing those whose souls have already been awakened. But I need subjects, and most of the patients here are too broken to produce reliable results. It's a tragedy to have come so far for nothing. You're in luck, I have a volunteer. Gillard, who is it? I don't know about this. Don't be silly, the process is perfectly harmless. All you must do is stand in that cage. I beg your pardon. I jest. You Adirans are so uptight. I do not even know what the thing is used for. It belonged to the last occupant of this office, I think. Now they upgrade him to a cell. Again, I jest. So, I need you to relax here. And try to relax, but don't try too hard, then you will not be relaxing. Indeed. And you must also wear these. A little cold, but the coppers will help conduct your essence. The Animancer fastens thick copper bands to Alof's forehead and wrists. As she ratchets them tighter, his face twists in suppressed irritation. Now I'll examine your soul through my scope. She reaches into her desk and produces a long chambered tube. Knobs, dials, and small toothed wheels run along the side of the device. It is fitted with Audra lenses cut to different thicknesses and concavities. By manipulating them, I'll find the angles and densities that will allow me to track the anomalies in your soul. How exciting! I've never seen this sort of thing before. It seems suitably complicated. Does this mean we'll get to talk to Isilmernet more? I like that lady. But first we must find this cunning interloper. You'll answer some personal questions while I make adjustments. Don't worry, I'm sure we won't hear any of it. Very well. To begin, tell me something personal, something from a time before your awakening. There's nothing to tell. I was just a normal child living in the Sithwood. He looks at you. He looks to you. His face is set in a frown, but the rigid edges of apprehension show through nevertheless. I'll go with I guess I'm the one questioning him now? As you speak to Aloth, you feel your voice like a bell in your chest, its whole softly luring him into the mists of his own memory. Interesting. What? Belisage doesn't seem to notice anything, but you feel as if your words are smoothing his essence, untangling its many threads. He closes his eyes. Comfortable, modest, quiet when Mother is away, which is most of the time. Quiet enough to hear the clink of glass on wood. This is when I know to be most careful. Father is good at hiding the bottles. Mother, when she's home, is good at pretending not to notice them. This is good. I'm starting to see something. Continue. Tell us about the time you awakened. I'm in my 5th year of training. Mother is home. I can let my guard down a little because when she's around, he is usually only angry with her. But he has heard that I have had trouble casting missiles, that my flame shields are unstable. He is furious that I have failed, and Mother's presence reminds him that he has failed too. The first blow takes me by surprise. One moment I'm sweeping the kitchen, the next I'm sprawled on the ground, stupidly looking at flecks of blood on the tile. His boots, glistening with fresh polish, thud across the floor. He kicks me in the stomach, and I curl up to shield my vitals, but it's pointless. Protecting one thing only leaves something else exposed. Still huddled on the ground, I retreat as fast as I can. I retreat until the vision of the kitchen and my own trembling knees is nothing but a pinprick against the field of black. Madicho. What? He's hypnotized himself with his old memory. You've got to bring him out of it. Quickly, I almost have it. Gonna go with number 1. Aloth's eyes snap open, but the expression you see in them isn't his. He's ne'er safe when I hap upon him. That's it. That's it. I'm seeing a shift in his essence. Something spreading and congealing. Keep talking. He seems to respond to you. So what brought you here? Cracking bones and voice high in ire. That warm molasses feeling that crips down your gut when crisis is nigh. Balfetto, we have flares of a totally distinct essence. Now try to get the two of them talking. To me, it seems, why would you ask someone to ask someone else something? I think that that's very rude. It's more polite to say, Isilmir, tell Aloth why you've awakened. Fie, he's the one who needed me, hiding in his own bone bag like a turtle in its shell. I never turned it over to you. Good, yes, very good. I can see two separate patterns of essence. Where he ebbs, the other flows. It's as if the awakened soul fills the space that he leaves empty. Go on. I'm going to go with number 1. Seeding space. I've given her nothing. She usurps me in my own body. Aye, and I lend him a pair, too. You should ask what I do to the old man of his. How the last time he laid a hand on us, I brick it in 3 places. That wasn't your decision. It's never been your decision. No, it was awakening. But now I'm stuck with you, and damned if I let you ninny and drag us both through the scupper. Ah, very good. I think I've finally got something we can work with. I've tracked Issamar's essence throughout the exchange. She had a particularly high-density index during the most heated portions of their argument, and her essence seemed to localize most clearly in the lower portion of the subject's left ribcage. That's right around the spleen, which of course means that she is triggered by black bile. No doubt the subject's characteristic melancholy is to blame. Aloth blinks back at you, and in the midst of his perturbation, you're not sure who's looking out of his eyes. That's utter horseshit. Black bile, is it? They've certainly spat up their share. It's a simpler explanation than I expected, all things considered. Yes, never mind my years of training. I suppose you have a better explanation? Removing Aloth's spleen should cure him. I'm gonna go with number 1. I suppose that could be true. We'll have to check this against other research. Well and good for you, but what does this mean for me? Belisage frowns at her notes, tapping her cheek with a quill and making a grand show of concentration. However, you catch her stealing a glance at you over the pages. I think I'm going to go with number 2, because he shouldn't be allowing her to make these decisions for him. But the key is that he should be cognizant of the fact that, like, she's doing what he feels himself completely incapable of doing, right? So when he feels weak, that's when she comes out. And she is legitimately trying to help. It's just that she's kind of they're yin and yang, right? And you need to have a balance between them. So I'm going to go with number 2. If you had to listen to her half as much as I do, you wouldn't say that. I've got a lot to process. Regardless, thank you for your help, Aldrea. He does not look at Belisage. Well, I hope this has been as useful for you as it's been for me. I finally have material worth publishing. You'll be the toast of Revla, Fenrir. Aye, advancing the rightwise principles of animancy, just what you've always wanted. As you turn to leave, you catch a darting movement out of the corner of your eye. Belisage is humming to herself, still occupied with her scope, but Aloth is holding her notes. He's just about to tuck them into his cloak when he catches you watching. She's clearly a quack. To be perfectly frank, she has no idea what she's talking about. She's just talking gibberish. She's completely out of her mind. Well, not out of her mind, but you get what I mean. I think that she didn't do anything. This was clearly all just basic like psychology stuff that we already had a pretty good idea of before we even walked in the door. Everything that wasn't like something that we knew already was stuff that we learned because of me. So I'd go with number 3, honestly. I don't care. Gonna go with 3. No, don't worry. We'll see to this on our own. Because yeah, I mean, she wasn't useful. If she had actually done something, that would be one thing. But I don't know. I don't think that she earned his personal information to be used as if she had actually done something, because it's going to be misused. She has no idea what happened there, and so anyway, that's my thinking. At any rate, let's take a look. I know what Twin Elms is. So we finished up here, gained some experience, and we can now. Ooh, there's a typo. Disengagement attack. So two-sided is done. Fragments of Scattered Faith. The Long Hunt. Crucible Keep. So the Theorems of Pongrim. Oh, right. We need to go to Andra's Gift and go to the trading company. This will potentially get us access to that Paladin as a party member. And if we do get access to her as a party member, then we can replace one of my current party members or just leave her behind. Either way, we get to have one character behind all the time at the base camp, which would be very nice because then we could do missions with them. Can't believe I forgot to come in here. Yeah, sure I can. Forgetful is how I roll. It wasn't Cartugo, it was the guy inside, I think. Okay, let's talk to him.
Greetings.
I'm gonna go with number 1. The Dominals were there? I was so careful, always following the Verla Vita. They couldn't have known. Except obviously they did. And this is the Paladin again. Well, well, is this your last day among the living, Verzano? Your timing is impeccable, Tella Pellegrina. The Dominals are after me. Please, you've got to stop them. As if any of this were ever in my hands. The Republic's considered your business worth protecting based on its success. That success depended on cooperation with the locals, like House Dominal. You've lost that. And the favor of the Dukes. I'm not going to interrupt. I don't see any reason to. Even if you get out of this alive, they're done with you. The Dukes have more pressing interests in Defiance Bay than rescuing one merchant who threw himself overboard. Have mercy, Pelagina. I don't stand a chance against the Dominals. I've brought failure and shame on myself, but you can't mean to watch your countrymen die like a dog. Verzano, why are you wasting your precious breath on me? My orders come through the ambassador, and through the ambassador from people you should be honored to ever gave a moment's thought to whether you live or die. You don't seem like the sort to petition the gods to keep you out of hell, so why not cry mercy to the one person in this room with the power to grant it? She turns her attention to you and raises her feathered eyebrows expectantly. This is something that I have to think about. This is a very important decision here. The Dominals are the Mafia. We are currently already on their bad side. We don't have an obvious way of getting on their good side. And an established Mafia is very difficult to control. They're very likely to interfere with our needs. I don't see a real way of taking over the Mafia. And since I can't take over the Mafia, I think I need to destroy the Mafia. And destroying the Mafia would mean that I need to oppose them. I need to go against them. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with number 1, actually. Because if I could... This guy is intending to do... He's doing criminal behavior as well, right? It's not a matter of, you know, criminals. They're both criminals. The key is that this guy here is not powerful enough to be relevant in the large scheme of things. So if we protect him, and we use that as the excuse to go after the Dominals, then that gives us a sort of casus belli, so to speak, to use the kind of language you'd expect with a Paradox game. So that gives us casus belli to go after them without actually suffering the ill will of the populace for going in and attacking the Mafia. So I'm actually thinking I'm going to go with number 1, because number 2 is out of character. It's too mindlessly aggressive, it doesn't have a clear motive, and number 3 removes us from this game. We need to be in this game. We need to actually be engaged. Number 3 is disengaging, and we can't allow that. So there are potentially other options here that we would want to go with if they were on this list. But out of the options here, attacking him is just stupid. Disengaging means disengaging from our ability to influence the Mafia at all. So I think we're going to go with number 1. Pelagina drops her gaze and lightly shakes her head from side to side. Moments later, she turns her eyes to the ceiling in amused disbelief. Ha ha ha, oh Verzano, you have a saint looking out for you after all. She strides across the room and takes the already nervous Verzano's head in her feathered hands, a gesture that seems to hover in a dangerously narrow space between caressing and crushing. Just don't come knocking on the embassy door, understand? Verzano replies with a rapid, weak series of nods. Pelagina nods back once and gives us his face a light slap.
Do as you will. He's no longer my concern.
Interesting. Dana saunters through the door, flanked by a squad of Dominal foot soldiers. She lets a gloved hand rest on the hilt of her weapon. A sneer curdles on her face as she looks at you. It seems I was wrong to overlook your blunder. Rest assured I never make the same mistake twice. Okay, so we have one spellcaster. We have some soldiers on our side, which is potentially useful. Now, it's best if we keep their casualties to a minimum, but this is not Nisali. This is Aldrea. She doesn't really care that much about these random soldiers. If they get themselves killed, then that sucks for them. Our first priority is killing Dana.
How may I help?
We have some blasty stuff to do,
On your
and
word.
I think that I need to get him here ASAP. Okay, so
Yeah.
Aldrea's gonna pop in here, and you know what? No, she's not. Shit. Okay, well, apparently she walked over there anyway. Luckily, we are in good shape with regards to the other guys. The other guys are all distracted
Yes.
by ones in the background.
Following your lead.
Who are you, Valiant Soldier? And she's toast. This is gonna go very, very badly with them very quickly. And let's see, Aldrea's in melee with this guy. I'm gonna knock him over. There we go.
If it makes you
Get him out. You have lost reputation with House Dominal. Extraordinary. Interesting. Are we still in combat? So, he wipes the sheen from his forehead and looks around the warehouse with the wide, fearful eyes of a hunted animal. I can't thank you enough, Amika. But this won't stop the Dominals for now. I've got to get out of here, and I recommend that you do too. That's all I have after this ill-fated venture. Thank you again, and please look out for yourself. Taxes collected, lost some money to bandits. Actually, give me a second. Why are they unpaid? I don't get it. I don't get why they're unpaid. You know, the thing that I could do is I could ask my wife to Google this for me. Because then there's no risk of me finding information other than what the hell is going on with these people being unpaid. But I don't think I'm gonna do it. So let's see. If I end up with like a revolt on my hands because my embossed grimoire. Let's take that.
I'm not going anywhere like this.
That is not what I intended to do. So let's press J. Take a look here. Protected Verzano from the vengeful Donna Dominal. I'll have to watch my step. We have an overwhelmingly bad reputation with House Dominal.
Eh?
It might be time to pay them a visit. We've been in bad graces with them for quite a while, and it might be time to visit them. Say
No
hello.
problem.
So let's see. So where's the Paladin? I didn't see a whatchamacallit. Oh,
Hey,
she's
can
standing
I,
here.
Talk to your, your friend.
What is it about Isilmir? I'm right here, you know.
No, you're both great. It's just, well, I feel like I don't get to spend as much time with her, and she's just so funny. I mean, some of the things she says
Are not nearly as funny when you've been hearing them for 50 years.
So let's talk to her.
Ah, it's done then. Versano plays with fire and someone else always pays the price for it. Your charity is more than he deserves. Still, at least I don't have to deal with him anymore. For that, I'm grateful. Whether you intended to or not, you've done the Valian Republics a service today, ridding us of him. I work closely with the embassy to protect our interests, but lately I think our gaze has been too narrow. You clearly have pursuits of your own in the city, but I think we could help each other out. If you're interested in doing some work for us. Officially, I mean. We can go together and I'll introduce you to the ambassador.
This sounds perfect. This is exactly the kind of influence that Aldrea wants.
Good. Maybe I can finally do something more worthwhile than playing nanny to merchants. The embassy is up in First Fires, southwest of the Ducal Palace.
Okay, so we need to drop someone from the party temporarily, and I'm thinking that it should probably be Aloth, because he's the one who... I mean, I've used a large number of his spells already, but in addition, he's really low on life, excuse me, right now. So, and that's also perfect because it means that he can go do an average adventure for us. So this is going to be around for 1 day and 24 hours. So we'll go ahead and assign Aloth to this. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Coughing up a storm. So let's take a look at her. Oh my god, she has a lot of abilities. So she has Field Triage, she has Flames of Devotion, 2 per encounter, causing her equipped weapons to burst into flame and adding burn damage to her next attacks. That's kind of cool. Plus 50% damage is burn. Interesting. Allied target plus 35 endurance. Not that amazing. Foe target marked. Self. So this is 3 per rest. So she can get a dramatic boost to her damage against an individual target. She has Savage Attack. We'll go ahead and turn that on. So we'll activate this as well. So this gives plus 6 accuracy to everybody. And that's pretty good. Plus 6 accuracy will help us out a decent bit. We're going to pop over to First Fires and start doing this quest. Sorry, my throat is starting to bother me and I'm not sure why. Disengagement attack.
No problem.
It's an attack that turns you into a little child again.
All these circling feet heading nowhere.
Okay, so we're popping into the embassy. And this is going to be really good actually, because plus 6 accuracy is going to be helpful. I'm liking that.
Ambassador Augusti, I would speak with you on a matter of some urgency and great importance.
Sighing as though remembering some heavy burden, Vincent crosses his arms before replying. Pelagina, if this is the same matter we previously discussed, I doubt I will be convinced any more easily. I'm going to go with number 3 because there's no reason for me to be involved. I have no idea what she's even talking about.
Ambassador, I implore you to take a step back and look at this again.
Enough. We're not going over Defiance Bay's Animancers again. The Duke's spells... desires have not changed since the last time we spoke. If you haven't heard, word of your insubordination has already found the ears of Duchessa of Biagep and the Duke of Salona. There are murmurs that you cannot be trusted to fulfill your duties. Must this talk reach the shores of Spirento? I'm going to go with number 1, I guess. It doesn't, but it would be fortuitous if your investigation took you to Twin Elms, because that's where Pelagina needs to go.
What is it the Duke's need of me, Ambassador?
The Deerwood's instability has created an opportunity for us to take over their trade with Air Glanfath. We will need to meet with the Glanfathans soon to secure upcoming trade arrangements. The roads to Twin Elms can be dangerous, of course, but that's why you'll be our representative
Et
there.
Josie, Ambassador. But won't this provoke the Deerwoodans? Their country is falling apart, and we're already dividing up their trade alliances.
Her feathers ruffle. Provoke them into what? Going to war? Through no fault of the Republic's, the Deerwood's armies have been deprived of an entire generation of soldiers. It would be foolish not to take advantage of the situation. If we don't, the Raid Sarens will. This is not my conversation, so I don't really see any reason to get involved.
Really? After that, you have nothing to say.
I'm gonna shrug. She raises an eyebrow and clenches her jaw but remains silent. Pelagina, Pelagina, go to Twin Elms. Speak to Anamanthos. Impress upon her the instability of Deerwood and reassure her of the Valian Republic's desire in open safe trade.
Of course, Ambassador.
I know you planned on investigating this crisis together, but I hope you understand Pelagina's responsibilities. Wink obnoxiously. I'm gonna go with number one.
Could have gone better. Could have gone worse. Not that you helped put up much of a fight.
I'm gonna go with number one.
Enough wisdom for both of us. Now, I just need to find out how to get to Twin Elms before the Ambassador loses his patience.
Still, I fear that making this deal with the Glanfathans will further weaken the Deerwood and make trouble for the Republics in the years to come. I'm gonna go with number two, because Aldrea is not big on people following orders for the sake of following orders. She thinks that people should do their jobs to the best of their abilities, regardless of what the person above them tells them to do. Their job is to, her job is to make, the best for her country. And so I'm going to go with number two.
I wish I knew.
Okay.
Yeah?
So that definitely could have gone better. I probably got involved in a place where I shouldn't have got involved, and did not get involved in a place that maybe I should have. But I do think that probably just staying out of it was the best decision, and just telling her afterwards, look, that guy, I don't really give a crap what he says. It's not relevant. The important thing is other stuff. So let's see. Dunstan is waiting for them back at Crucible Keep, so I guess I'll go over to Crucible Keep and deliver these. This could be very dangerous. I'm gonna do it anyway, though. So who was it that I needed to talk to? Dunstan. Oops. I was trying to hit tab and I hit Q. Dunstan here. This is where Wyla is. It's Cliver. Let's go over here. And we have just a normal dude. Looks like someone's used towel. Here's Dunstan. Here you go, number one.
That's what Cleaver's been looking for anyway. If you found it, I guess I've got to start.
Here you go, number one. I'm not, and I'm surprised someone as compassionate as you is going along with it. I made it clear to Cleaver that this is a mistake. Trying to harness souls like this it's a crime against the gods, and it's bound to earn us more trouble than it saves. But Cleaver's given me his orders, so I've got to build these things as best I can. Anyway, Cleaver's told me I'm to sell you any arms and armor you might want. You won't find better anywhere in Defiance Bay, I can promise you that.
Time to see if that Valian was worth all that blood and copper. I'll be damned. To be honest, even I wasn't expecting it to work this well. Back to it. Cleaver will want me to finish the rest of them. And it sounded like he has a job for you, too.
I'm gonna actually take a second. So what did I just do? Because he's actually right. This is harnessing soul energy. This is the problem of not, like, really doing much with your quests for a long time, is that you end up with weird stuff like this. So this was a task probably, right? What's it called? It wasn't two-sided. Let's see. Yeah, give me a second. I actually had reservations about this whole time. I'm gonna load this quickly. And I'm going to talk to, instead of giving him the stuff outright, I'm going to talk to him about it and see if there's another way to resolve this quest. Because right now, I haven't seen any indication of there being another method of resolving this, which is what I would have anticipated. So let's talk to him. We go number 2.
So much for his talk of secrecy. I'm building Cleaver's Metal Warriors. He says they're what we need to keep order in Defiance Bay, so...
I'm gonna go 2. She's been working out a method to transfer the souls into the armor. Getting the process just right is critical. Bind the souls too tightly and you get something like the flesh construct in the sanitarium, barely bright enough to avoid walking into a wall. But bind them too loosely and they'll be too self-aware for their own good. Mad killers and metal bodies. I'm gonna go 3. I disagree with him on damn near anything, and this is no exception. These Forge Knights won't solve our manpower problem. He can call them what he wants, but they aren't knights. Doesn't take you too much notice to smell the trouble here. A group that can't stand together is headed for a fall. And don't get me started on the other problem. Those souls he's bought, you can buy souls, to power the Forge Knights? Cliver keeps telling himself that they come from willing donors, but he knows better. There's a reason you have to buy souls through less than legal channels. He should be clearing those scavengers off the road, not doing business with them. Interesting. So, how are you creating them? Suits of armor and souls. Cliver's had me repairing and reinforcing unused armor for months now, just so we can fill them with some poor sod's essence. As long as the Scholar Girl's got her numbers right, infusing the armor with a soul won't be that hard, but it's not what bothers me. Interesting. Interesting. So I still don't see a secondary method of resolution here. Ah, it's called Built to Last.
I suppose Cleaver sent you down here to get me working on those Forge Nights, eh?
Nope. Now, as long as I have my hands on the research, it'll slow down their progress. I'm gonna hold on to this for now, and we'll see what happens. Because this organization kind of feels like she was saying that it's gonna fall apart. So let's just wait. See what happens. Now, I found a way inside the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. That's really funny because it doesn't take any it's not difficult to get into the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. You just sort of walk in because it's apparently open to the public. Now, I do have permission to go up to Heritage Hill, and I was thinking that I was going to do that. I kind of feel like I might want to deal with House Dominal first, though. So let's go to House Dominal. Yeah, no, that guy was definitely right that it's not appropriate for me to be giving souls, or not to be giving the research necessary to take someone's soul and stick them in a suit of armor. That's definitely not something that Aldrea would be fond of. Especially not if it shores up an unstable group like that. So let's save the game, and I'm going to talk to the doorman.
Hail and well night.
Much of Defiance Bay's prosperity is due to Dominal Visit's activities. Alright, well. Apparently, the Dominal House is not willing to attack me on sight, which is, I guess, good.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'd prefer that they did. I'd prefer that they just attacked me, because if I could force out a just straight all-out brawl right there and just destroy them, just take out the entire house, that would be in my best interests. Just getting rid of them now, preventing them from doing anything else, but at the same time, going in there and actually attacking them is not, it's outside my jurisdiction. I don't have the...
Greetings.
Gonna go with number 1. So you're the one she sent word about. I was expecting her to send in the whole squad of justiciars, not that I'm volunteering, mind you. With the gate opened immediately, just watch your step. I'm afraid we can't send anyone in after you if it goes bad. None, and I've no desire to find out. If you catch my meaning. The ones that disappeared weren't the deserting type. The worst part is, both times the watch disappeared, the next rotation found the gate unlocked. I don't know whether they went in or whether something got out, but if it's the latter, refugees are going to be the least of our troubles. Friend, I try to hear and see as little as possible. One of the women in the last watch said she heard some shouting in the northeast part of the district, something that sounded like an order, but I don't see how anyone could survive in there. Once or twice I've caught a glimpse of something moving on the other side of the gate. I'd just as soon forget it.
Eh?
Okay. So we're gonna pop through.
There's
Skeletal Ranger, Skeletal Fighter.
Something unnatural about this place.
There's something unnatural about this place. These are all the unnatural abominations that are running around. What's that? She's gonna get killed. Okay, so we're gonna have to load this. I wasn't expecting to run into things so quickly. We have a huge swarm right there. So, we are dealing with undead. They do. Oh
No
crap! I
problem.
didn't save.
Gods keep you.
Okay, so. Okay,
Eh?
so save this. Let's take a look at her equipment.
Tell me.
She currently is using a greatsword. She has a secondary set for a pistol, which is we're gonna unequip. And we are gonna attack 700. Wow, she has a lot of max HP actually. Damage reduction of 10. Elusive Query. 10 deflection against ranged attacks. She has 50. So she has weapon focused soldier. So greatsword, pike, warhammer, arbalest, and arbiquet, or whatever the thing is called. Can I access my stash right now? Whatever. Okay, so warhammer is what we're looking for. It's a one-handed weapon that she can use. And I don't see any. Actually, this is a mace. Oh. That is unfortunate. If I don't have any warhammers, then I'll just have to slap some other random thing on her. So she will use, I guess, this fine hatchet along with this for her defensive setup, and that'll give her 80 defense. Now, she doesn't have any ability to increase her defense further, and that'll drop her accuracy through the floor. So we're going to try to avoid using that whenever possible. And she's going to be similar to Aldrayan, just being a melee DPS character. I think what I'm going to try to do is send through the pup. And then we're going to stick him out here and try to fight these guys one at a time, just at the entrance here. No,
Hey.
no, bad. I don't want you doing that. So these guys are
Tell me.
trying to get involved, which I was not expecting them to based off of their personalities. But I guess the AI doesn't take their personalities into consideration. So we are going to stick
ready.
her close enough that he gets the accuracy bonus. Then we're gonna just use this.
Que? The Arches Vox Conferat. Ah.
On
Okay.
your word.
We can now
Stand.
deal with this. You know what? I'm gonna go after the wizard. Oh, he's badly injured.
We had some good times.
So he's not casting anything. To pull him out. It's like time's up. So that guy's dead. gonna prop her back over here. I really hope that that's not supposed to be Spanish. Because if she's saying Quay instead of K, because it's spelled Q-U-E, I'm gonna be very amused. So this is a problem. The two guards just died. Did we lose reputation for that?
Quay?
Oh, still the wizard isn't dead yet.
Hey,
Oh, never mind. Can't move him there. I'm actually not sure how to handle this. I might want to reload just because those soldiers dying is a substantial problem for us. She has field triage, right? Yeah.
Ahmed Kong Swalias. I understand.
Wow, that was fast. Okay. So the question is, do we reload or do we just retain the fact that these two guys got killed? Oh, this is interesting. You know what? They got themselves killed. Sucks to be them. I mean, they were just standing here doing nothing, getting shot at by archers. So, I mean, I don't really see anything that I could have done to prevent that, aside from just not, aside from fighting these guys in the stupidest manner I could possibly fight them. There was really not much I could do there. So anyway, that's going to be it for today. Next time we will continue on into the Heritage Hill area.